Good afternoon, kapamilya. My name is Santino Nasan, and I'm sitting here with 9-time PBA Champion Joe Devance of the Barangay Ginebra Gin Kings. First of all, Joe, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Yay!
There's a lot of people behind the camera.
There are like thousands of them.
Yes, like thousands.
Believe us, just believe us, there are like thousands of them behind the camera. Alright, so first of all, first things first, congratulations. It was a very good conference for you guys. New champions. Your 9th championship, very impressive. But it didn't get off to a good start as you guys would have hoped. You guys started 1-5 for the conference. And then from then, you just tore it up. You went like on a 7-game winning streak.
I think 8.
8-game winning streak heading into the playoffs. What changed? What was what started all of that?
Shoot, what started that? I think we kind of tweaked the lineup a little bit, just so we can focus on ball movement a little bit more. Kind of, it's a little tricky because we started playing the triangle right at the beginning of the conference, and then it was kind of just too slow, you know. So we kind of tweaked the lineup a little bit and focused on still running the triangle, but just at a faster tempo. And then we kind of buckled down on defense. So we're a defensive first team. So once we buckled down on defense, that kind of changed.
How big a part of that winning stretch was getting Justin Brown back?
Oh, what? I mean, no disrespect to Charles, sure. But I mean, we already know what Justin Brown was going to do. It was going to be really tough for Chuck to just kind of come in how he did, and just ask so much, you know. So it would have been hard for Chuck to come in and help win the championship. Not saying that it was going to be impossible, but again, we started off 1-5. You know what I mean? And Justin, he's a great character guy. Everybody sees how talented he is. But besides his talent, what means a lot to Coach Tim and to the players and to the fans is his character is phenomenal. So that's what means a lot.
It was obviously a very big fan favorite with the Barangay Ginebra fans, which I think that recently he just got, or he's about to get naturalized.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah. That is so cool.
What do you say about that?
Yeah, man, he got naturalized faster than I did. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I mean, again, that just shows like his character and the hard work he put, and just how far he came in basketball, and just the blessings that basketball gives him. You know, I mean, he can. I think with the him being naturalized now, he can buy a house, a property, and all that now, right? Dang, that's good.
Right, so from that, like you said, you guys won 8 straight heading to the playoffs, and eventually, as many people expected, you guys got, you guys met San Miguel in the finals. You're just 13. You faced a very stacked San Miguel team.
Yeah,
You guys like Bachman and then Christensen are there. But you guys were able to finish it up in 6 games. So,
we beat him early.
yeah, talk about that, the finals process.
I mean, it was one of those things where everybody doubted us, but not one second we doubted ourselves. Even going into it, it was just one of those things where we weren't cocky, you know, because of course we're playing San Miguel, one of the greatest teams to play in the history of the PBA, you know, but not one time, even when they were beating us by 20 and all that. I mean, you know, you kind of second guess yourself a little bit, you know, but never were we like, oh man, we're about to lose this series, you know. So, okay.
Telling us thousands of people behind the camera talking or telling you to talk louder.
Yeah, the thousands of people behind the camera telling me to talk louder, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk louder. But we kind of hit our stride going into the playoffs, and to be honest, I think out of my 9 championships, I would say 7 of them happened just like what happened, where we were struggling at first, and then we kind of pick it up towards the end of the conference, and then we're hitting like full stride once playoffs hit, and then playoffs hit, we're in like playoff mode, and we just start playing great basketball. So, I mean, even with that San Miguel team, they're super stacked, right? I mean, it's kind of crazy how good their team is, and I told the guys how great of a team San Miguel is, right? But what more will they be talking about us when we beat them? You know what I mean? So, and that's exactly what we did. So, it was a great series. You know, I tip my hat to San Miguel. They had a great run, and I'm hoping that it can be our time now. That's what I'm hoping. I mean, it's not gonna be easy, but you know, with hard work and team chemistry, we should be on the right path.
Speaking of working hard, they gave the finals MVP trophy to was Scotty Thompson, a very, very impactful player, jumping over everyone, grabbing rebounds.
It's crazy.
What can you say about Scotty's performance in the finals?
To be honest, he does that in practice. He does it anytime he's playing basketball. I mean, he is really, really remarkable. Just me personally, I really enjoy watching him play. He's like, I mean, he has this league just in the palm of his hands. He's about to take over this. He's going to be up there with Jumar as far as statistical points. I mean, he's starting to hit his three-point shot, free throws. Remember how he was struggling with free throws? He's knocking that down. He's knocking down his threes. I mean, he is really an amazing player. I mean, so early in his career, was his second, third year, something like that. And for him to just do what he's doing at this stage in his career is pretty amazing. To be honest, like, he has billions of fans, and I mean, I'm one of them, to be honest. Yeah, he's a pleasure to play with. So.
Right, but of course, before you became a 9-time champion, you were first the #1 draft pick back in 2007. So it's been a very fruitful 11 years for you. What was that like? Well, surely there was, of course, a lot of pressure being the #1 pick. You got picked up by Wellgoat, I remember. How was that experience like, being the #1 pick in the PBA?
It was good. I had a pretty good PBL career. I had a great time with back then it was a Toyota Otis, and kind of going into the draft. You know, everybody was actually saying I wasn't going to go #1. I was going to go 2 or 3 because back then it was Sam Iman, Ken Bono. You know, I mean, those guys were a lot of big guys, and they're playing great basketball back then. So I didn't know if I was gonna go #1 or what I was gonna go. And then just the fact that I did go #1, that was a blessing. It was a shocker. And once I got drafted #1, I kind of didn't really know what to expect. There was pressure, but I mean, I'm not really the type to fall under pressure too much. It's basketball, you know, we're playing basketball. So at that time, I remember too that my rookie year, though, I didn't have the best year. There was some games where I just hardly played or something like that. But it was a learning experience. My rookie year was actually one of my funnest years, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, the group we had was just crazy fun. We had great. I mean, we didn't care if we was losing. We was having fun every day at practice. And who was on that team? Rob Wainwright, Nick Velasco, Don Dulai, Denver Lopez, even the old school guys, who were JoJo Tankai. I just found out he was still playing.
Yeah.
He was a good guy. Who else? Joey Mente. J.R. Reyes was my teammate, you know. And at that time, I think Wellcoat was really trying to push J.R. Reyes. So, you know, it was just one of those things where they kind of wanted J.R. to be their franchise, and you know, everything worked fine for me. You know, I'm perfectly happy how everything just kind of fell into place. So.
9 titles later, it looks like everything did work fine.
9 titles later, I would have never thought. So I'm very thankful and very blessed to have the career I've had.
Yeah. You talked about your rookie year. Can you share a moment where you felt like, yeah, this is the PBA, or those welcome to the PBA moments? Like, what was that one instance during your rookie year that you felt, I'm here and with the big ones?
It might have been actually my first. It was a game that I missed, and it was my first game I will never forget, because there was so much hype, you know, like, oh, Joe, you know how the whole things are, right? And my first game ever, the day before my first game, I sprained my ankle, and I think I missed the game. I had to miss the game because it was a pretty bad ankle sprain, and when that happened, it was kind of like a disappointment to like the team and everything like that, because going into that first game, it was, back then they had like almost like preseason tournaments types, and I remember playing against like Talking Tex, San Miguel, like all these different teams, like big teams, and I was scoring like 30, almost 40 points a game in that preseason, right? And I remember back then they called me like preseason MVP, you know. It was kind of funny, but I mean, I just remember kind of just playing so well in that preseason. So I kind of doubted myself before that, like, man, am I going to be able to play in this league? And then that preseason came, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, you know, I'm playing well, you know, feeling a little mayabang a little bit, you know. But, and then when I twisted my ankle, and then I had the year I had with Wellcoat, it was kind of like, oh, man, like, I don't know, like, what's going on and stuff like that. So, I mean, again, it was a humbling experience. It was a learning experience, and you know, everything worked out perfectly.
A year after, you moved on to Alaska, and then 3 years later, you won your first title. Of course, I'm sure the first one is definitely very sweet. What was it like winning your first PBA title?
Shoot, man, what was that? 2010.
2010.
Yeah, but before that, what I can remember is we made it to the finals. I think it was all Filipino finals, and we were playing my first conference with Alaska. We made the finals, right? And it was against Talking Tex, and I remember, oh man, it still hurts me today, because we were right there. We had it. I was at the free throw line, missed 2 free throws, right? And we might have been up or down 1 or something like that, missed 2 free throws. We ended up getting a rebound. They fouled us again. I missed another 2 free throws. I don't know how we ended up getting it again. And then Willie Miller missed 2 free throws. So it was like, oh my, I was devastated then, right? Yeah, that was tough. That was tough. So then I think the following year, the next All Filipino, we made the finals, and then we played against, at that time it was Pure Foods, right? And James Yap and all those guys, referee Vince Martinez, and that was a great team too. And oh my gosh, this one really hurts too. where Kirby Raimundo, I was guarding Kirby Raimundo, and every game, they actually swept us, but every game was close. And I think at that time we were the favorites to win the championship, and they ended up sweeping us. But I remember, I think it was game 3, I think it was, where I was guarding Kirby Raimundo, you know, playing great defense, because that's what I did back then too, you know. And he was at the 3-point line, and at the time Kirby was a 5, right? And I was a 5. So I'm guarding Kirby. They pass the ball to Kirby. He's like at the half court. He dribbles to the 3-point line, pump fakes, does this, and I'm straight up like that. It's on YouTube. You know, you can look at it, and then everybody let me know, right? He does this. He jumps, and then he kind of jumps into me, right? So naturally, I mean, you're gonna kind of go like that, right? But for the finals, and oh my God, I was devastated. I was devastated. So and that right there was almost like the last straw for me, where I was like, you know what, I'm doing everything I can to get in shape, to get better, work on my game, and then I remember taking a box hand and everything, and then that's when we won the championship with Diamond. Yeah. The next conference right after we won the championship. So that was a great run too. We ended up playing San Miguel, I think it was, against. They had what's his name? Freeman.
Gabe
Freeman. Gabe Freeman. Yeah, they had Gabe Freeman. Remember, you guys remember how he was, right? He was a beast, dunking everything, yelling in your face, and doing all this. You know what I mean? So he had all kinds of energy. I'm still a good friend of him too. So we had a lot of great battles. But I think I'm not sure who was the favorite to win. It probably was San Miguel. You know. We've never really been favorites to win the championship, and if we did, we ended up losing it. You know, so I'd rather go in being underdogs. You know, yeah. So I mean, that my first championship was memorable.
So guys, if you're just joining us, we're sitting here with 9-time PBA Champion Joe Devance of Barangay Ginebra, and you earlier you briefly talked about Coach Tim Cone, who you seem to have very good chemistry with. I think all, if not 7 or 8 of your championships came when you were playing with
9.
No, all of your championships came with playing under Coach Tim. So how was it like playing with someone that the most decorated coach in the PBA?
He's very influential, and you know, everybody I come across that talk about Coach Tim, I always say, for me, how he's impacted my life was more importantly than just basketball. It's really life. You know, he teaches life through the game of basketball, and that's how he really just kind of reached out to me and kind of he made me believe in his vision, in myself, and once he did that, then that's when I mean we kind of just took off. You know, he always told me from day one that he didn't want me to be just a 5. You know, he didn't want me to just be the center. And like at Wilco, that's kind of like what they wanted me to do, was just be the 5. And so his vision for me was, I mean, kind of like how it is today, you know. And he was one of the only coaches to see that, you know. And I mean, he's made an impact on my life so much. It's crazy. But to see how me and him, how we are now, at first, I mean, it wasn't like that. You know, he was on me every day. And how I see it was at Alaska, at Pure Foods, and not so much now at Ginebra. I was the one that he was going to get on, you know, and it was one of those things where he told me, like, yeah, I mean, there's so much potential, you know, he has to get everything he can out of me, you know, and people don't really know like the battles that we actually had in practice and games, and him getting in my face all the time, and you know when you get so mad, like you kind of almost start crying, and then you want to like punch him in the face, you know what I mean, like that, you know. That's how it was back then, you know, and that was just me, like just kind of learning, you know, and learning how to deal with certain things and how to react to certain things and how to grow, you know. And he's taught me all that, and I mean he's basically like a father figure to me, you know what I mean. So it. Me and his relationship is unique, and I'm just thankful that he believed in me and that he really did have a vision and how he wanted me to play and how he thought was the best for just our situation. So yeah, I mean it worked out perfect.
Right. So of those 9 championships we coached them, which would you say is the most memorable?
The most?
Yeah.
Man, that's tough.
It's a lot of choices.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I got 9 choices. You know what I mean? That's a lot of choices when it comes to championships. You know what I
That's
mean?
9 more than I have.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. But man, I mean, I would say I can't just name one, but I could say maybe 3 where. And it's not in any order. There's one with when we had Denzel Bowles, and we were playing against Talking Tex. Game 7, they had Harvey, and they fouled Kelly Williams. Yeah, he fouled. He'll say that he didn't foul, but he fouled. He fouled him. And with no time on the clock, right? He fouled him. D had to step up to the free throw line, hit 2 free throws. I mean, how? And you know, like that's crazy, right? The game. I mean, yeah. I remember the crowd being crazy, and he hit 2 free throws. Everybody was already crying, like, "Oh, I got it!" You know, like we was already kind of getting choked up, and the game was still going on. And then in the overtime, Denzel he just took over. He scored maybe like 13 points. He had the whole Talking Tex team fouled out, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. So that one was one, because I like really remember like kind of crying, you know, like a man cried. You know what I mean? Like we cried like men. You know what I mean? And that was one. And then one, because I won. I did a what do you call it?
Oh, Grand Slam.
Oh yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, I won one of those.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I won
So a
one
9-time champion and a Grand Slam.
Grand Slam. You can throw that in here.
Sure. Remember that, guys.
You know what I mean? But so we won 4 straight on that. Yeah, so it's like a Grand Slam plus
9 titles, Grand Slam, 4 straight champions.
Yeah, 4 straight. Yeah.
Quite the resume.
I mean, it's okay. Yeah. You know,
it's more than I have.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't do that?
Nah.
Oh, I thought it was
not from
normal.
where I come from.
Oh, I thought it was normal. But so I think the Grand Slam championship was pretty special. It was cool too because it was with Marcus Blakely.
Okay.
And I mean, he's one of the best imports I've played with as well. You know, I still keep in contact with him all the time. In what was it? In the other import conference, we had James Mays. He kind of started off slow, but when in playoff time, he turned up. And but it was special though with the Grand Slam, just because you know we had Marcus and everything like that. So that was one of them. And then honestly, I would say the one with against Morocco last year was pretty special just for me because I was so tired. My body was just dead tired. I had to get surgery after that. My foot, I just remember it was like really, even this past series against San Miguel, it was hard for me to walk. The last 2 games, you guys would have to go back and look. But I had to wear a knee brace game 5 and 6 just because my knee just ballooned up to where I couldn't. To be honest, I don't know how I played in game 5 and 6 because I would show up to practice just really just limping, and just kind of limping like this, I was limping at practice, and then I would kind of walk like this a little bit, and then I would take all my pain pills before the game. Yeah, like I took my Arcachas, like my Tylenols, to play, and we ended up winning the championship. So, but even I think that Morocco series from last year was, I was done, like dead tired. So that was pretty special too. And plus it was at Philippine Arena with a huge crowd. Like there's not too many people in this world that's gonna play in a crowd that big for basketball. You know what I mean? So that was special.
I've played in crowds of plenty.
Oh, that's good. That's pretty big too. That's big too, man.
How's the knee doing now?
If you guys could see me walk, I'm still walking with a limp, but it got a little better, but I still can't really put too much pressure on it.
We talked about the Morocco series. That was the Governor's Cup from last year. Now we're heading into the Governor's Cup is starting this Friday. You guys are defending champions, and what can we expect from Ginebra in this final conference of the season?
Well, hopefully we don't start off slow like how we usually do. Hopefully we can start strong and end strong. But it's the same thing. We're not gonna play perfect. There's gonna be some games where we have some shortcomings, but we're gonna try our best. We're gonna have each other's back. We're gonna do everything we can for the fans, for our wonderful Ginebra fans, the NSD. But we're just gonna go out there and just try to win these games. I have a mindset right now where I gotta get at least 10. I've always told myself once I reached like 6 championships, I was like, man, it would be so nice if I could get to at least 10, and then I'll just quit. You know what I mean? But now that I'm like right here, it's like, man, shoot, I can't. Like, how am I gonna quit? Yeah, But it'll be cool because Yancey right now has 10, Rafi has 10, and then I'm at 9. So I'm at 7 right now. So if I could just get at least one more, and then I'll just focus on the one more, and then see what happens after that.
Go for let them go in Trevor 21.
I don't know if my body's gonna hold up, but that would be nice though. Yeah, I'll sure try.
Let's you talk about winning championship and then quitting. What do you see yourself doing after the PBA? Spoke about getting a show with ABS-CBN.
Yeah, that's what I need to do, guys. Y'all need to. I'll go sign a contract right now. I'll write my own contract and sign it. All right, just if you guys let me do that. So please, I'm gonna get into show biz. I might do some politics. Right, I'll be the next JDV. I'll be JDV Part 2, maybe.
That's very good.
Right?
That's a very good
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I'll be JDV Part 2. And then, because the country is doing good, but I'll get it right. You know what I mean? I got some ideas right here, in my head. Am I Ulo? Yeah. Am I Ulo? Or am I Sarah Ulo? Sarah?
Sarah.
I got some ideas in my Sarah Ulo, guys. All right? Get this country right.
All right, I think that's all the time we have for now. Once again, 9-time PBA champion, Grand Slam champion.
To the thousands out there, thank you guys for watching my interview right now. The thousands behind the camera.
cameras, like
Yeah, yeah.
20,000.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But then, thank you very much for coming over.
Thank you.
We hope to see you again soon.
Yes, for sure, for
Thank you
sure.
very much.
Anytime. Thank you guys. Thank you.